Hi guys, this is Stormmouse03. Welcome back to my Evil Within 2 Classic Mode walkthrough. This is part 8, and this is the end of the game. So we're going to be fighting the final boss and finishing up this mode. So we made our 7th and final save in the save room right there, just before the final boss fight. That is likely where you and everybody else who plays this mode is going to make their last save. I mean, I think it's the last place that you can save. So, unless you've run out for whatever reason, you should definitely make your last save there. So, this boss, she has a few different phases. One where you have to shoot her in the belly, one where you have to shoot her in the shoulder blades, and I guess four phases. One where you shoot her in the belly, which is what we're going to do right now, then both shoulder blades, then one shoulder blade, then face. So she will do the same pattern of moves. She will do in this phase, she'll do a single arm slam, and the arm that she uses depends on kind of what side of the arena you're on. She will do a single slam and then sweep across. There's the single slam. And then she'll do like a 3 slam burst, and that's the one that really I think is the most dangerous, as you will see, because you can get caught in a couple of them. So there's the single arm slam and sweep, and as long as you stay out of the sort of front area, you should avoid the sweep pretty good. And now she does, this is the three slams, and I wasn't expecting her to do that attack as quickly as she did. Usually it takes a little while before she will do that particular attack, but I guess the harpoon shots kind of did a lot of damage, and so she did that attack a little earlier than I was expecting it, and so you saw how damaging that can be. So I'm using harpoon bolts. I'm trying to bait her into slamming on the side that I want her to, because that will just help me predict where I need to run. Because if you get confused about where you're running, which direction you're running in, then you can get caught in the edge of one of these attacks, and it's no good. So I'm using my harpoon shots here, because they do quite a fair bit of damage to her. There's the 3 attack again. And you're just trying to shoot her in the stomach, and then her rib cage there is gonna break, and it's gonna expose this middle section here, and it's a little bit finicky about when you can shoot it. I think you can't shoot it until it starts like pulsating and glowing like it is now. You saw that I tried to shoot it before and it just didn't quite work, but now we're just going to be shooting that middle section, and you can really use any weapons here that deal damage. So things like smoke bolts are useless. Smoke bolts, I think freeze bolts, shock bolts, like all of those things are really not going to give you the power that you need. So you're going to want to use pistol, harpoon shots, explosive shots, and sniper rifle. The shotgun, you can get close to her, and sometimes, you can kind of avoid her attacks when you're up close, but you get hit quite a bit doing that. And I mean, unless, I don't know, I didn't do it that many times. I tried it a couple of times just to see what it was like, kind of trying to shotgun her from up underneath, and it didn't work particularly well for me. And so I decided range and kind of anticipating and avoiding her attacks was helpful. And so in this little part of this fight, she's a little bit faster. There's less time in between attacks, less time to get shots on her. And I think she does a couple of different moves. So she has like a 2 slam attack and a 3 slam attack. And a 1 slam attack. And I don't think she does the slam sweep anymore, although I could be incorrect about that. But she falls over a lot, which it makes it annoying because you're trying to get shots on the middle part of her and you just can't see it. Which is why, you know, I think some people probably will opt to get up close and personal with her. But I think for our purposes, it's okay to not do that. So I'm going to put on my explosive bolts right now. Now there's going to be a bunch of these spiders, and I'd recommend you just sort of get in the middle of them and start mashing A to stomp them. They'll probably do a teensy bit of damage to you because they jump on you and kind of explode, but it's very, very minimal damage. And they will drop resources. So just be aware of that. You'll see that I have some gunpowder and some handgun bullets up there. So yeah, the spiders, they don't hurt you too much, and so I wouldn't waste ammunition on them. And that was I don't know how well I do with these explosive bolts here, to be honest with you guys. The explosive bolts, I think, are good when you can hit the part of her that you want to hit. And the reason why I was using the explosive bolts here is because, you know, they have a little bit of an area of effect, so you don't have to be quite as accurate with them. And there was a failure. I released my trigger a little bit too quickly. But they do a little bit of an area of effect there, and so that can be helpful. And so now she has this this new attack. It's four slams. So it's like 1, 2, 3, and then a double slam with both of her arms. And that one sucks. And you should really, really try your best to avoid it. When she pukes like that, she's going to puke up 2 little sacks. If you just shoot them each with your pistol, you will avoid some spiders spawning, which is good. And it's pretty hard to get a shot on her when she does the single slam. And so, usually in this case, I think waiting for her to do the 4 slam is helpful. And sometimes she'll telegraph like a moment when she's going to be, you know, hunched over for a little bit by doing stuff like this. No, I won't give up. And so that means she's about to do an attack that's going to give you a good window of opportunity to hit her. But otherwise, these single slams don't give you a whole lot of room for shooting her. And so I got caught in the 4-1 just on the edge of it. And it's so difficult to get out of it if you get hit by the first slam in that attack. It's very, very difficult to get out of the last one. So make sure that there it goes again. Make sure if you do get caught in those, just be healing. Like, heal immediately. Don't wait too long to get your healing in. And you're probably going to want to just be making these medical kits and using them rather than the syringes, just because. Alright, so there's a 4. That's a good window to be able to shoot her a little bit. And there's another 4. And I got caught in that one somehow. Because she's mean. And then there's another 4. And it appears like I wasn't any farther away on that one than the one where I did get caught in. And it's like, come on now, game. Be consistent. So, another good use of your syringes is to just give yourself some extra stamina. You don't have a ton of stamina because we weren't able to upgrade it at all. And so standing still when you're trying to shoot her, standing still for a little while she's in between attacks is helpful because that'll help your stamina regenerate. And you just want to be popping her in the shoulder. So explosive bolts were pretty good. Sniper rifle would be good there. Handgun bullets work as well. And so we're going to make a few more handgun bullets here. Because this is a moment where your handgun kind of shines. Because you're just able to get several shots in a row on her, and that's helpful. So here comes a section where you can insta-die. You just want to really be careful here. You need to shoot this thing. Excuse me. You need to shoot the arm. I think it's twice, 2 or 3 times in the glowing bit, so you don't have to shoot it too much. But you do need to shoot it a couple of times to get it to drop you. Otherwise, it's going to insta-kill you. So just, don't freak out. Be careful. Place your shots. And you should be okay. And so now, she's got one arm and this tentacle thing. And so she's going to do some different moves now. So one is going to be an arm slam. And then a tentacle slam. Or I guess that one was just the tentacle slam. And we're trying to shoot her in the shoulder. And so that one, she puts the little thing down in the ground. And you don't even need to run here. You can just sort of strafe walk across and just make sure you're walking out of the radius of those things there. I about ran into that attack just then. And so she'll do 2 slams there. So she'll slam with her hand and then slam with her tentacle on the left. Here's the little sweep that she does with the tentacle. So you can avoid that by running left. And I'm going to be honest, guys, it is hard to get a shot on her in this phase. Because there's just such a small window of opportunity to get her in the shoulder. And so this is about the only move that you can really get good shots on her. When she goes something like, "You're not going to take her, blah, 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 I'll protect my family." And then slams, that means her hand is going to be down for quite a while. And she's not going to do a second attack with her tentacle. And that's your window to give her some punishment. So you're just trying to really bait her into doing that move. Because I think you can shoot her when, her shoulder's up like it is right now. But it's finicky. But here's our window. Do some damage. The sniper rifle does quite a bit of damage to her. And so... and again, use what you've got. Just going to sweep with the tentacle, and then she's going to sweep it back the other way. So just be aware of that. She's going to sweep once, and then sweep back again, and then sweep all around, and she does some crazy things. And then she does that. And so it's rough, guys. You just want to keep healing. Make sure that whenever you get hit, you just heal up right away. Because she can definitely do some damage to you. And that sweep attack, that's hard to avoid. Because, so the single sweep isn't too bad like that. But whenever she does that crazy sweep where it's all over the place. And then she slams down at you. I forgot about the slam down at you, and she punished me for it. And so, just be careful of that. But here's our window here. And if you're quick, you might get 2 shots on her there, but I'm not that quick. This is going to be the things coming up from the ground again. And just run and run away. Or strafe. Try not to run, but I needed to run because I ran out of area on the map there. Now she's going to puke up some more spider sacks. And you want to take those out. Doing the double slam again. Doing this is the single sweep, I think. Yep. Double slam. Come on, lady. All right, so now she's gonna give us the good one. Slam. And now we can shoot her. And man, you gotta be accurate with where you're shooting her. You need to shoot her sort of toward the outside of that sack because the detection on that thing is it's not got a very big hitbox. So she's planted her little hand in the ground, and we're gonna avoid all of those dudes. She's gonna slam and double slam. And at this point, this is all about patience, guys. And at this point, I'm really like, come on, please just let me shoot you. And I don't think that those shots hurt her. I mean, I don't think that I necessarily missed with that last sniper shot, but I just don't think it really registers as doing damage. But there we go. I think I tried to get into, but it just wasn't happening. And so I'm gonna default back to my pistol because I know I can get a couple of shots on with the pistol when she does her big slam. And there I am attempting to shoot her while her shoulder's up, and I just don't think the hitbox is, it's either not there or it's very small, and it's a very precise spot that you have to hit her. But she's gonna do her big slam again here in a second. Gonna snipe her. There we go. And so there's her second arm off. And so now we have one phase left here, and I'm going to try to clean her up with my pistol, I believe. So in this phase, the place that you want to shoot her is her face. I have one explosive bolt left, so I'm going to try to hit her with that. And I don't know the movesets super well for this phase because she actually dies pretty quickly in this phase. I think she does a lot of sort of sweeping attacks with that tentacle. She does some slams. And you just want to shoot her like in her mouth area is what we're going for. And you see, it just doesn't take very many shots and then she's down. So that phase shouldn't last too terribly long. And like I said, I can't help you as much with the moves that she does for that one. You just want to be shooting her in the face with all that you've got. And that's basically it. That's the final boss done. And now we're just going to finish out the game here. So that's chapter 16 over with. Chapter 17, you have a couple of people to shoot with Kidman, but that's not going to be too terrorizing because she doesn't take a lot of damage, and there's not very many guys, and she has infinite ammo, so it's pretty good. And also to note, you have infinite sprint here. You have infinite sprint and infinite ammo now until the end of the game with both characters. So you have a little bit of a cutscene here. We're going to skip when we can. And then there's going to be, I think, about 4 guys in this room that you need to take out. And so you just want to peek up, get your reticle on, and then I'd like to do 3-shot bursts. If they hit you, they do a little minimal amount of damage. And so don't worry too much about it. I do this like quick peek where I just peek up really fast to make sure that my reticle is on the enemy that I want it to be on. And then I will wait for my moment to kill them. So I think they take about 2 shots each, those guys in that room. And that's that part done. And then we have a little bit of cutscene stuff. You have to go up to Lily's room. Lily. And then you will have the last little bit with Kidman. I thought this was cool. I liked this little ending sequence. It was a nice, I think, story-wise, and it was cool to play as Kidman again a little bit if you played the DLCs. So I think her health refilled, which is awesome. So now you just have a couple of dudes. They take a few more shots. I think they maybe take 4 or 5 shots instead of the 2 that the other guys did. And I think there's about 3 or 4 of these guys. So we already took down one who was tossing grenades. And then I like to focus on the one that's closest to me. It's just an easier target to hit. And as soon as you kill one that's close to you, the other one will come up. So that's 2 down. Here's our final guy. And remember, you do have infinite ammunition, so don't be shy about pulling the trigger and not worrying too much about accuracy. And you don't have to worry too much about getting hit either, because, like I said, they just don't do a ton of damage. So, I mean, you don't want to be, like, sitting out there with yourself exposed, saying, oh, I don't have to worry about this. You don't want to do that. But you don't have to worry too much if you get shot a little bit. And that is effectively it. We just have to run down this corridor, and then it's a little running sequence with Sebastian, and then a bunch of cutscenes, and you are done. So nothing else. I don't think it's possible for you to die on this section here. It's all cinematic. You have infinite sprint, which is neat. That would have been a nice thing to unlock. Give me infinite sprint. But unfortunately, you only get it in these sections at the end, and, you know, that's okay. So, congratulations, guys. You are done with Classic Mode. It was probably frustrating. It was frustrating for me. As I said before in previous videos, I did not enjoy this mode. I did not like it as much as I liked the Kumu difficulty in the first Evil Within, because something like this, it just seemed to me to be more of a test of patience than it was of skill, and a couple of little glitches with the game and things freezing in certain places made it so that it just didn't seem like it was me every time that was messing up. So, you know, there were spots where I shot something and my bullets didn't hit it, or the detection was a little bit weird, where my console, or where the game froze. My console didn't freeze, the game froze. And I've heard my friend Simon Beetlestone over on YouTube has left a couple of comments and said that he's had some trouble in the same spot in Chapter 7 with it freezing. And so stuff like that just really makes modes like these difficult, because you're not necessarily just trying to play the game well. You're trying to deal with the frustration of mechanics and a game that is not designed well enough for a mode like this. When modes like this exist, the mechanics should be perfect because they're expecting perfection from the player. And so if they're expecting perfection from me, then I expect perfection from them. And that's just never, ever, ever what I feel like they deliver on these kinds of modes. But that's my final thought on Classic Mode. Here's going to be your achievements or trophies. You asked for it again. Complete the game in Classic Mode. And then if you haven't played it on higher difficulties, which I hadn't at this point, you'll get your achievements or trophies for those as well. And you're going to unlock a couple of cool things, most of which you will have gotten if you played just to clear the game. And some of them you would have gotten if you cleared Nightmare Mode. So the 80,000 green gel you get for beating the game on any difficulty, I believe. You unlock these costumes for beating the game on any difficulty. The Magnum you acquire for beating the game on any difficulty. And then the brass knuckles you acquire for beating the game on Nightmare or above. And the infinite ammo supply you, I believe, get for beating the game on Classic Mode. I think that's the thing that you get from Classic Mode that is different from the other modes. So there you go. You can kind of make a little save to show that you have finished the game. And that's the thing that you'll use, if you want to start back over. And you can start New Game Plus on any difficulty. Because this is the highest difficulty, you can start New Game Plus on any difficulty and use your infinite ammo with the Magnum. And I did another playthrough like that, and it was so cathartic to just be able to go through. I put it on casual and I used infinite ammo with the Magnum and just everything died. And so that's a nice little catharsis that you can have if you want to. But thank you for watching, guys. I hope that this was helpful to you. I know it's a frustrating mode, but I made it through, and I believe that you can too. You just have to have a little bit of patience, and hopefully the strategies here were helpful. So, thanks guys. I will be doing a 100% walkthrough for this game. Now that I'm finished with this mode, I wanted to get this walkthrough up first because I felt like this was the thing that people would need more help with. But I will be doing 100% guide for the rest of the game. And I'll be getting that up, as soon as I can. So, thank you again, and I will see you in the next project.